Hey guys, Jamstrap here and welcome back to a Which Army Should You Play video. The video series where I give you a brief rundown of different armies in 40k, tell you what they're about, what's their playstyle, what's the discount ways to get into them, just what are they going to be like on the tabletop. So yeah, nothing to do with like tournaments and power gaming, because like I always say, those rules and everything change all the time anyway. Now with that being said, as you guys can probably see, today we're talking about the elite of the elite, the Deathwatch. Now, I'm going to say straight out of the gate, these guys are not exactly a beginner-friendly army. Even I don't exactly know how they are like built and what's their composition in the units and stuff. I kind of have a rough idea of how they work and stuff, but I'm definitely no expert on them, so I'm definitely going to try my best to give you guys the information that I can. And like I said in the beginning, these guys are the elite of the elite. They are basically the kind of like special ops, like black ops, kind of like, yeah, I don't really know how to describe them in like a Space Marine form, but basically to boil it down, in different Space Marine chapters, they'll pick like one of their veteran elite guys, someone that's like extremely skilled in killing aliens and Xenos. And then that guy might have to get like nominated or volunteered into working for the Deathwatch for a certain amount of time. So therefore, because of that, every single guy in your army will be from a different army. So as you can see, everybody's shoulder pads are different. So we got that guy's a Space Wolf. That guy's a Flesh Terror, Ultramarine. I think that guy's probably a Fallen. Next we got Imperial Fierce Salamanders. One of the greatest pros of this army is if you can't think about which Space Marine army you want to choose, like, I don't know if I want Space Wolves, Blood Angels, just play Deathwatch. You can play every single Space Marine army there is. Now, they won't exactly play the same well, but you can get the aesthetic. And another big bonus is if you're a lover of kit bashing, this is the army for you. You can, because these guys are veterans and they're from different chapters, like you can say this guy's got like Dark Angel-y vibes, this guy's got Wolfy thing, you can wolf him up, give him some furs. You can kit bash every single one of these. Every single guy's going to be a character. Even more so than just normal Space Marines. Yeah, like I said, this guy's Iron Hand. Really, really cool army. The reason why I'm making this video actually is because I've been thinking of making a second Space Marine chapter and I haven't been able to decide on which one. And I think Death Guard is probably the best one for me because I can't decide and I love kit bashing. So why not just do all of them? So that's basically what they are in the lore kind of thing. They're just the elite spec ops team. They work for the Inquisition, the part that works for like they hunt down Xenos and all that kind of stuff. And they're just alien hunters. They are the guys that are the best at hunting down aliens. If there's some Eldar, Tyranids or something, or Gene Seeder cults on a certain planet or whatever, they'll send forth the Deathwatch and they'll sort it out. Another great thing about this army as well, as you can see from the aesthetic, is that they're just black and silver. Obviously, you got the other shoulder pads and stuff like that. So they're not the most difficult army to play. And they're extremely elite. Like, almost on the lines of, like, Custodes and Grey Knights and stuff like that. So you can have a very low model count, and that's black and silver. 2 easy-ish colors to paint up. So you can get these guys done pretty quickly. Unless, of course, like I said, you want to go crazy with customizing every single guy in your army so you can look really special, which, you know, I'd recommend, to be honest. But yeah, painting wise, not the most difficult. Loads of character and stuff like that, and elite. Now, playstyle wise, I mean, they're Space Marines, you know, they have the downfalls and the pros and cons of Space Marines, but like I said, they're elite. So what they get is in each squad you can have different weapons on every single guy. So like you said, yeah, there's a guy with the frag grenade launcher. I can't remember the exact name for it. You got that guy. That guy's got double power swords, like combi plasma, power sword, maul, and shield. Every single guy's got a different weapon. And I believe in your troops choice, you can mix and match. Like you can have a group with intercessors, reavers, terminators. You can mix and match like inceptors and all that kind of stuff into one squad. Like I said, I'm not 100% on how the composition works for these guys. I've never really looked into it that much. Like I said, not a beginner-friendly army in that way. So yeah, their playstyle can vary up quite a lot, but they're a mid to close range. There's not much long-range fire support there at all. And when it comes to vehicles, I mean, you got the Corvus Blackstar, which is pretty badass. And then of course you get the like Primaris, Repulsors and stuff. You got Land Raiders, but I don't think you get... No, actually, yeah, you do get pretty much everything there. You got your Rhinos, you got Dreadnoughts, you got pretty much most of the stuff that Space Marines get. Obviously not all of it, because you guys get loads of different unique stuff, like I said, all those special weapons and swords, and the way you just put the units together. And one of the most like important things when it comes to their playstyle is they get special issue ammunition, so you get different bolt rounds and all that kind of stuff, which really makes them quite unique. Yeah, and this is the perfect example of what the Kill Team is. This is from the original Deathwatch Overkill. So I think I said Kill Team before, but yeah, the Deathwatch is all about this. I mean, look at all the variety of guys here. We've got a Dark Angel, Ultramarine Chaplain here, Salamander's Terminator. You know, we've got Raven Guard, Jump Pack Guy, Psychers. I mean, we've got a White Scar on a bike, a Space Wolf like Bloodclaw there. It's really a crazy arm, and you can do so much stuff. It's absolutely fantastic, and I definitely think it's going to be my next go-to, I think. But like I said, with them being elites and all that kind of stuff, now going to the slight like con sides of it, because they are elites and they don't have many models on the table, obviously sometimes that can be a bit of a problem. If your guys start dying, every single guy that dies is going to be a massive blow to your army, because they're quite expensive. I mean, you know, rules change all the time and stuff, but as of right now, they're not the cheapest things in the world. Every guy, like I said, is an elite hero on his own, so if you lose one, it's a massive blow to your army. And of course, like I mentioned previously, a bit of a con is these guys aren't exactly beginner friendly. Like I said, every single guy's got their own equipment and loadouts and stuff like that, so you really have to kind of experiment with which weapons and loadouts you think works, what you want to play in there. But also, not just about like choosing the war gear you've got, but once you actually have the war gear on, like say for example, Intercessors. Every single guy has got a bolt rifle. So you just get a bunch of dice and you throw wounds for bolt rifles. But because these guys are all completely individual, you're going to have to roll dice and see the strength and toughness and stuff for every single weapon. So you got a guy firing a plasma pistol, then you got a guy doing a flamer, then you got a guy doing a frag grenade, then you got a guy just doing like chainsaws. So you have to know the weapon profiles and rolling dice and everything. And yeah, I think it'll definitely take you a while to get your head around and just get the flow going. So yeah, like I said a million times, definitely not a beginner friendly army. So I wouldn't recommend it for that. That's definitely a con. But hey, if you like the army, you really, really love it, this is your army, this is the one you want to play, don't let that hold you back. I mean, you can always, yeah, you might lose a lot in the beginning. It might be slightly more difficult to get the hang of, but you're going to grow with the army in a couple games, couple weeks, months later. You're going to, like I said, grow with it, and you're probably going to be like super pro with it anyway, because it's the first army you've built up with. So you're going to know everything. You're probably going to know more than other people because you're going to know all the different weapon profiles and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it just depends how you look at it, I guess. And one thing extra is, I know this probably will change in the next codex they get, but currently they don't have all the Primaris stuff, like all the Vanguard dudes and all that kind of stuff. They don't have them yet, which is a bit strange, and I don't know why. At first I thought maybe it's because, you know, their left hand is silver and they've got the special shoulder pads. And I thought maybe it's because, like, let's have a look at these guys. The Vanguard dudes have got like the different shoulder pads. So I thought, oh, maybe they need to make like an upgrade sprue first so they can have like special shoulder pads. But I mean, that's obviously not the case because Reavers are in here. So I'm guessing you can just chuck on the normal upgrade like this one over here. So I'm not too sure why they didn't get that. I would imagine that a bunch of sneaky tactical like incursors or infiltrators would be quite good for Deathwatch. But I mean, like I said, depending on when you watch these videos, they might be in already. So yeah, as always, like towards the end of these videos, I always kind of like to go through what's the discount option into getting into the army. Now, there isn't much really in the discount way apart from the Star Collecting box, and luckily you've got one anyway. And yeah, I think this is probably a pretty good box because I mean you get like, I think it's, yeah, I was gonna say 2 kill teams, but technically they can go in 10-man squads anyway. So yeah, you can break these down into like 2 kill teams. Well, I mean that's how they sell on GW site here. You can buy the 10-mans or the 2s or whatever like that. And seeming that your army is going to be built up with a lot of these guys and intercessors and stuff like that, if you want to go pure Primaris, then there's not much you can really do, to be honest. I mean, you got intercessors. Like I say, you got aggressors and stuff like that. But all the special fancy stuff comes with these guys, your kill teams. Now, obviously, you can buy this, throw the bodies away, and just take all the accessory bits and stick them on Primaris bodies. But I mean, that's more money. But if you don't mind the older Marines, this is a great box. Like I said, you get all these kill team guys, and obviously if you buy more than one of these, you can build them up in various ways. There's loads of different kit bashing things in there. And I mean, a Dreadnought's always fun, and you get I forgot what this guy's name is. He's like a special leader guy. Watch Captain Artemis. That's the one. I had to go check that up quick. But yeah, it's a pretty good box. I'd say if you want to start and you don't mind the older Marines. I mean, these are great looking Marines. You can definitely pick this up once, even maybe twice. I think. I mean, don't know about it if you want to buy more, because then you're going to have more Dreadnoughts and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily. But I mean, if you've got loads of Primaris lying around, all you've got to do is get the shoulder pads and you're pretty much good to go. Really cool army. I think I'm going to be looking at starting them soon myself, to be honest, just because I love kit bashing and I want to... This is a perfect army for me. I can do a little bit of everything. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm not the most clued up at this point on Deathwatch. It's going to be quite fun to see when they get like the Primaris bikes and all that kind of stuff coming up soon. But yeah, quick brief rundown, like the pros. Like I said, painting them up and stuff, that wouldn't take too long. They're elite, so it's pretty quick. Loads of variety, absolutely tons of weapon options, play styles. Like I said, this image here, you can have Dark Angels, Space Wolves, White Scars, loads of special weapons, special ammunitions. You can have Terminators and Aggressors, and all these guys can just basically be like your troop choices. Loads of kit bashing opportunities. Yeah, you can really make an army that's yours, because these guys are all veterans and you can give them so much unique equipment and stuff. You can really build your own army out of these guys. Everything from their weapon choices to their kit bashing, everything is going to be great. This is going to be a very, very fun project to do if you choose it. Cons, yeah, they're elite, and I mean, rules changing stuff, but like, that can hurt you if you start dying. But the most important thing is they're not very beginner friendly. I mean, if you guys are, any of you guys are pro Deathwatch players, definitely leave a comment below. So if anybody reads the comments, they can get that extra information and, you know, give them some extra advice if they're a new player or something like that. But yeah, like I say, not very beginner friendly, especially if you're new to kit bashing, new to like weapon loadouts, all that kind of stuff. I think it can be quite overwhelming. But like I said, at the same time, if this is the army for you and they really are special and unique Space Marine army, I'd still go for it, because growing with an army, even if it's difficult, I think it's still worth it. But yeah, I'm not sure if I missed anything out here, guys. Once again, comment below if I have. And if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Also, if you enjoy this kind of like random hobby content and stuff like this, then definitely check out my channel and subscribe if you haven't already. But until then, guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.